The rain pounded against the window of my small apartment in downtown Chicago, but it was nothing compared to the storm raging inside me. I had just come out to my best friend, Otis, the guy I'd secretly loved for years, and in a moment of raw vulnerability, he leaned in and kissed me like the world was ending. But as our lips parted, his eyes filled with regret, and he whispered, "This can't happen, Mark. I have to tell your parents." I froze, my heart slamming against my ribs like a trapped animal. Otis, the one person I trusted more than anyone, was about to destroy everything I'd built to protect myself. Growing up in a conservative suburb outside Chicago, my family was the epitome of Midwestern values. Church every Sunday, backyard barbecues with neighbors who voted red, and a father who proudly displayed his NRA membership. Coming out wasn't an option. It was a death sentence to the life I knew. Otis and I had met in high school, bonding over late-night study sessions and shared dreams of escaping our small-town roots. He was the golden boy, star quarterback, straight-A student, with a smile that could light up a room. I was the quiet artist, sketching in the corners, hiding my sketches of him in my notebooks. College brought us to the city, where we shared an apartment to save on rent. That's when the tension started building, subtle at first. A lingering glance, a hand on my shoulder that stayed too long. That night, after too many beers and a marathon of old movies, I couldn't hold it in anymore. "Otis, I'm gay," I blurted out, my voice barely above a whisper. He didn't flinch. Instead, he pulled me close, and for a blissful second, I thought maybe, just maybe, he felt the same. The kiss was electric, full of unspoken promises. But then he pulled back, his face paling. "Mark, this is wrong. Your parents, they raised you better. I can't let you throw your life away like this." His words hit like a punch. Throw my life away? Was that how he saw me? I stumbled back, grabbing my coat. "What are you talking about? You kissed me." He shook his head, already dialing his phone. "I'm doing this for you. They need to know so they can help you." Panic surged through me as I bolted out the door, the rain soaking me instantly. I ran through the slick streets, my mind racing. How could the person I loved betray me so easily? By morning, my phone was blowing up. Missed calls from Mom, Dad, even my sister. Otis had followed through. I ignored them all, crashing at a coffee shop until it opened, nursing a black coffee that tasted like ashes. When I finally checked my messages, Dad's voice boomed through the voicemail. "Son, we need to talk. Otis told us everything. Come home now." The weight of it crushed me. Home? That place wasn't home anymore. I decided to confront Otis first. Back at the apartment, he was pacing, looking wrecked. "Why?" I demanded, slamming the door. He ran a hand through his hair. "Because I care about you, man. This lifestyle, it's not you. Your family can get you help, therapy, whatever it takes." "Lifestyle?" The word stung like a slap. "You think I'm broken?" I shot back. He hesitated, then nodded. "Yeah, I do. And if I don't stop this now, I'll lose you forever." The argument escalated, voices rising until neighbors banged on the wall. I grabbed my things and left again, this time for good. Couch surfing with acquaintances from art school became my new normal. But the isolation gnawed at me. Nights were the worst, replaying that kiss, wondering if it was real or just pity. Society's whispers echoed in my head. Fag, sinner, disappointment. Was I really worth all this pain? Weeks passed in a blur. I threw myself into my paintings, channeling the turmoil into canvases of stormy skies and fractured figures. One piece, a portrait of Otis with shadows creeping over his face, sold at a local gallery show. It was my first real success, but the victory felt hollow. Then, at the opening, I met Jordan. He was older, confident, with a quiet intensity that drew me in. "Your work speaks volumes," he said, handing me a glass of wine. "It's like you're screaming without words." Jordan was openly gay, a lawyer fighting for LGBTQ rights in the city. He didn't hide, didn't apologize. Talking to him was like breathing fresh air after being underwater. We exchanged numbers, and soon, coffee dates turned into deep conversations about identity, family, and the scars we carry. For the first time, I felt seen, not judged. But guilt lingered. Otis was still in my thoughts, a ghost I couldn't exorcise. My family wasn't giving up. Dad showed up at my makeshift studio one day, his face etched with worry. "Mark, this isn't you. Come home, we'll fix this." "Fix this?" I laughed bitterly. "Dad, there's nothing to fix. This is who I am." He shook his head, tears in his eyes. "Your mother hasn't stopped crying. Think about what you're doing to us." The manipulation twisted like a knife. Was my happiness worth their pain? As I navigated this new world with Jordan, Otis reappeared, apologetic texts flooding my phone. "I was wrong, Mark. I miss you." Part of me wanted to believe him, but trust was shattered. The decisions ahead loomed large. Forgive, forget, or forge ahead alone. Each choice carried a price, and I wasn't sure I could afford any of them. Jordan's presence became a lifeline in the chaos. We started dating quietly, stolen moments in hidden cafes where no one from my past would spot us. He shared stories of his own coming out, disowned by his religious parents, rebuilding from scratch in Chicago. "It hurts like hell," he admitted one evening as we walked along Lake Michigan, the wind whipping our coats. "But freedom is worth the fight." His words resonated, but doubt crept in. Was I ready for that fight? Meanwhile, Otis's apologies turned desperate. He cornered me outside the gallery one night, eyes red-rimmed. "Mark," I panicked. "That kiss. It meant something to me too." I stared at him, heart aching. "Then why betray me?" He sighed, leaning against the wall. "Fear. My family's just like yours. If they knew." The irony hit hard. So he was struggling too? But his actions had consequences. My family now treated me like a project to salvage. Dad escalated things, arranging an intervention with a pastor from our old church. I showed up at the family home out of sheer exhaustion, hoping for understanding. Instead, I walked into a room full of judgment. Mom hugged me tightly, whispering, "We love you, but this sin." The pastor droned on about redemption, quoting scriptures that twisted my stomach. Otis was there too, invited by Dad, looking guilty as hell. "See? We're all here for you," Dad said, clapping me on the back like it was a pep talk. I exploded. "This isn't support. This is erasure." Storming out, I felt the rift widen. Jordan waited for me that night, holding me as I broke down. "You don't have to face them alone," he said, but his confidence scared me. What if loving him meant losing my family forever? As our relationship deepened, societal pressures mounted. At work, a graphic design firm, I overheard colleagues whispering about those people after a pride parade made the news. It made me paranoid, second-guessing every interaction. Jordan pushed me to come out publicly, joining him at events. "Hiding feeds the shame," he argued, but I resisted, memories of Otis's betrayal fresh. Then came the turning point. Otis confessed fully in a late-night call. "I'm gay too, Mark. That kiss was real." Shock rippled through me. All this time, he'd been projecting his own fears onto me? "Why didn't you say so?" I demanded. "I was scared, but seeing you suffer, I can't hide anymore." He wanted to make amends, perhaps even explore what we had. Torn between two worlds, I confided in Jordan. His face hardened. "He's the one who outed you. Don't let him pull you back." The advice made sense, but my heart pulled toward Otis, the boy I'd loved first. Decisions weighed heavy. Pursue the safe, passionate connection with Jordan, or risk everything on Otis's redemption. Family added fuel to the fire. My sister, Emily, reached out secretly. "Mom and Dad are heartbroken, but they miss you. Give them time." Time? I'd given them my whole life of pretending. At a family dinner I reluctantly attended, Dad cornered me. "Choose, son. Your family or this path? The ultimatum stung. Walking away meant orphaning myself emotionally. Jordan and I attended our first Pride event together. A bold step. The colors, the crowds, it was liberating. But spotting Otis in the throng, watching us with pained eyes, complicated everything. He approached later, alone. I'm coming out to my family tomorrow. For you. Sacrifice hung in the air. Was this genuine or manipulation? Nights blurred into soul-searching. Jordan represented progress, acceptance. Otis embodied the past with all its wounds. Choosing one meant betraying the other and myself. The cost of love in a world that demanded conformity was steep, and I paid in sleepless nights and shattered illusions. The confrontation with Otis unfolded in a quiet park bench overlooking the city skyline, the sun dipping low like a reluctant witness. I told my parents, he said, voice steady but eyes avoiding mine. They kicked me out. I'm crashing with a friend. Sympathy warred with anger inside me. You did this to yourself and to me. He nodded, finally meeting my gaze. I know, but I want to fix it. Us. The word dangled like a temptation. Jordan sensed the shift, our dates growing tense. You're pulling away, he accused over dinner one night. Guilty, I admitted the confusion. Otis is changing. Maybe he deserves a chance. Jordan's fork clattered. After what he did. That's not love, Mark. That's trauma bonding. His words cut deep, forcing me to question my motives. Society's lens amplified the drama. News headlines screamed about anti-LGBTQ legislation in nearby states, reminding me of the stakes. At work, a coworker came out and faced subtle discrimination. Missed promotions, cold shoulders. It mirrored my fears. See what happens when you live openly? Dad texted, attaching an article. The pressure built, cracking my resolve. Emily became my confidant, sneaking calls. Dad's softening, but he's stubborn. Mom prays for you every night. Their pain humanized them, but didn't excuse the conditional love. What if I bring Jordan home? I tested. She hesitated. They might not be ready. The rejection, even hypothetical, burned. Otis pushed forward, attending therapy, joining support groups. I'm owning my mistakes, he shared in a coffee meetup. His vulnerability was intoxicating, echoing our high school bond. We spent hours talking, rebuilding trust brick by brick. But Jordan saw the writing on the wall. Choose him, and you're choosing fear over freedom, he warned. The climax hit at a family gathering for Emily's birthday. I arrived alone, testing waters. Dad pulled me aside. Otis told us about his situation. Poor kid. But you can still come back. The hypocrisy boiled over. You accept him now that he's repenting? Dad frowned. He's trying to change. I laughed hollowly. Change? That's not how it works. Leaving early, I called Jordan, but he didn't answer. Texts went unread. Panic set in. Had I lost him? Rushing to his apartment, I found him packing. I'm done being second choice, he said, voice breaking. Begging didn't work. The damage was done. Alone again, I confronted Otis that night. This is because of you. He held me. No, it's because we're meant to be. But doubt festered. Was this love or convenience? Society's shadows loomed. Friends drifting away, judgmental stares. The internal war raged. Embrace Otis's redemption or mourn Jordan's loss. Each path demanded sacrifice, and the toll mounted in broken relationships and self-doubt. Months into reconciling with Otis, cracks appeared. We moved in together, a fresh start in a new neighborhood. Mornings were sweet, coffee in bed, shared laughs. But evenings brought arguments. Why won't you hold my hand in public? I'd ask. He'd tense. Baby steps, Mark. I'm not like Jordan. The comparison stung both ways. Family thawed slowly. Mom invited us for dinner, a tentative olive branch. Dad grumbled but stayed civil. As long as you're happy, he muttered, avoiding eye contact. Happiness? felt fragile, built on eggshells. Emily whispered encouragement. They're trying, but the underlying tension, unspoken expectations of normalcy, grated. At a support group Otis dragged me to, I met others with similar scars. One story hit home. A man who forgave his betrayer, only to face repeated hurts. Forgiveness doesn't erase history, he warned. Seeds of unease planted, I questioned our foundation. Was Otis's change real or performative? Jordan re-entered the picture unexpectedly at a legal fundraiser. You look good, he said, polite but distant. The spark lingered, unspoken. Otis noticed my distraction later. Still thinking about him? Jealousy flared into a fight. You outed me, remember? Don't talk about trust. He stormed out, leaving me in silence. The betrayal's echo resurfaced. Digging through old messages, I found Otis's texts to my dad post-kiss. Mark needs help. He's confused. Rage boiled. Confronting him, he admitted, I was scared for both of us. But excuses rang hollow. You sacrificed me to save yourself, I accused. Society piled on. A workplace incident, a homophobic joke from a boss, left me reeling. Otis downplayed it. Just ignore it. Jordan would have fought. The contrast sharpened. Calling Emily, I vented. Is this worth it? She sighed. Love isn't easy. But don't settle. Deciding to test boundaries, I pushed Otis to come out at work. He resisted, fearing backlash. My job's on the line. The hypocrisy, demanding my authenticity while hiding his, eroded us. One night, after a heated row, he left for hours. Returning drunk, he confessed, I saw Jordan today. He said you're better off without me. Shock turned to fury. You met him behind my back? Otis nodded. To warn him off. The manipulation mirrored his initial betrayal. This isn't love, I realized. Packing my bags, I left, heart heavy with the price of misplaced trust. Alone in a motel, reflection hit. Families mended partially, but at what cost? Society's judgments lingered, but so did my resilience. The decisions, forgiving Otis, losing Jordan, taught harsh lessons in self-worth. Rebuilding solo was liberating yet lonely. I threw myself into art, securing a solo exhibition. Themes of identity and betrayal dominated, drawing crowds. Reviews praised the raw emotion. A poignant exploration of love's shadows. Success tasted bittersweet without someone to share it. Jordan attended the opening, unannounced. Your work moved me, he said, eyes soft. We talked for hours, rekindling old flames. I never stopped caring, he admitted. Tentative dates followed, cautious steps toward reconciliation. No rush, he assured. His patience healed wounds Otis had reopened. Family dynamics shifted. Dad called unexpectedly. Saw your show in the paper. Proud of you, son. The words, simple yet profound, bridged gaps. Mom followed, apologizing tearfully. We were wrong to push. Acceptance, hard won, felt genuine. Emily beamed. See? Time works wonders. But Otis didn't fade quietly. He bombarded me with pleas. We can fix this. Ignoring him escalated to harassment, showing up at my studio, cornering friends. He's unstable, Jordan warned. Filing a restraining order was a gut-wrenching decision, symbolizing the final cut. Societal awakenings paralleled personal ones. Protests against discrimination filled streets. I joined, voice raised. Empowerment surged, diminishing old fears. You're stronger now, Jordan noted during a march. With Jordan, love bloomed authentically. We navigated challenges, his high-stakes job, my creative chaos, but communication bridged them. Family integrated gradually. Dad even met Jordan, awkward handshakes evolving to conversations. The journey's toll was evident. Lost friendships, emotional scars. But growth emerged from ashes. Decisions once agonizing now affirmed self-respect. As high trio subsided, peace settled, punctuated by lingering questions of right and wrong. Stability with Jordan brought unexpected trials. His promotion meant relocating to New York, a dream opportunity. "Come with me," he urged. The choice loomed: uproot my life or risk long-distance strain. Chicago held roots, mended family ties, budding career. "Think about it," he said, but pressure mounted. Family weighed in. "Mom, don't lose him over us." "Dad, follow your heart, but remember home." "Emily, you've sacrificed enough." Their support, once absent, now complicated matters. Society's narrative, gay couples facing higher breakup rates, fueled doubts. Otis resurfaced indirectly through mutual friends. "He's better now, asks about you." The ghost stirred unrest. Jordan noticed. Let the past stay buried. But closure felt incomplete. Meeting Otis one last time in a neutral park, he looked changed, calmer, introspective. "I betrayed you out of self-hate. Forgive me?" "I did, for my sake. But we're done." Parting as strangers healed old wounds. The move decision crystallized during a family visit. Seeing their acceptance, I realized roots could stretch. "I'll go," I told Jordan. Packing boxes symbolized shedding baggage. New York overwhelmed at first. Bustling streets, anonymous crowds, but opportunity abounded. My art flourished in galleries. Jordan's cases made impacts. Challenges persisted. A homophobic incident, a shouted slur on the subway, tested resolve. Jordan fought legally. I channeled into art. "We're in this together," he affirmed. Family visited, bridging coasts. Dad's pride in my success mended final rifts. Reflection on the Odyssey revealed truths. Love demands authenticity. Betrayal births growth. Society's chains break with courage. The prices paid: heartbreak, isolation, forged resilience. In quiet moments, doubts whispered. Was forgiving family right or enabling? Did choosing Jordan over Otis honor self or evade history? As we watched the city lights from our apartment, contentment washed over. Yet, the story's essence lingered in moral gray areas, prompting one final ponder. Was Otis's initial betrayal an unforgivable sin, or a catalyst for everyone's awakening?